California is welcome and recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I think it's critical that we get capital to small business. Outside of the scope of this hearing, most businesses borrow most of their capital. And what I'm seeing is that if you're borrowing money at prime plus 3, you can get the money. If you want to borrow money at 33% annual, well, there's an advertisement every few minutes about how you get your money the next day. But the prime plus 6, prime plus 8 loan, prime plus 5 loan that I was used to seeing when banks and other lenders took some limited risk seems to be gone. But here we're focused on capital rather than and shareholders' equity rather than loans. Mr. Carcello, beyond the Jobs Act, what proposals can you come up with that will help a small and medium-sized business get access to equity capital? And perhaps others would have a comment as well.
Well, I initially thought, as I read through these bills, I initially thought the HALOS Act was good, and so this gives me an opportunity to talk about that act. And as these panelists have talked about it, they've focused on angel investor groups. I actually think those are quite good and quite helpful, and I think would be bipartisan. What threw me when I read that act, though, is the expansion of that act into venues such as not-for-profits and universities and governmental entities. And for someone who's worked in a university for over 25 years, I can tell you most people who work there are not accredited investors. Most people who work there are not sophisticated investors. And I think that poses tremendous risk.
Do you mean my professors were not as smart as they told me they were? Go on.
Not about financial matters. Most Americans, as you probably know, Mr. Sherman, being a CPA, are quite unknowledgeable about financial matters.
Does anyone else have a comment? If not, I'll move on to the next question. Mr. Quadman, I'm a co-sponsor of the SEC Small Business Advocacy Act, which would create an Office of Advocate for Small Business Capital Formation. Do you think this new office would help energize the capital markets for small and medium-sized and initial public offering companies?
Yes, I think it would allow for that voice for capital formation to be heard within the halls of the SEC where it hasn't been before. And as I said before, I think it would force the SEC to modernize rules that would prevent Congress from having to go through a Jobs Act exercise again.
Dr. Carrillo, should we be providing additional exemptions from Section 404, I believe it's 404B, dealing with reporting on a company's internal controls? I know this is a cost for some companies, and it seems like an unwarranted cost, except when it discloses a problem.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we should. I think if Congress decides to move forward, as I suggested to the committee, I would at least give the investors, the owners of the company, the right to elect. So at the end of 5 years, put it to a vote, put it to a shareholder vote. And if it's as good an idea as all of the people to my left and right think it is, then the shareholders will overwhelmingly approve it. I do think that 404 has produced tremendous benefits. There is a lot of research, not just in the Academy. The Financial Executives Research Foundation recently released a study where financial executives, approximately half of them, have said the benefits of the internal control attestation far exceed the costs. Again, it was put in place because of problems with financial reporting, restatements, fraud. And when that happens, confidence in the capital markets evaporates and capital dries up. So if we're concerned about capital formation, don't lose sight of that other side. And if you would give me the ability, I want to make a very small comment, if you could, about the Small Business Advocate Act. I think it's important.
I do want to. I've got just a few more seconds, and it wouldn't be a committee hearing if I didn't rail about the FASB and their decision to put $2 trillion on the balance sheet of businesses, chiefly small and medium-sized businesses. Mr. Quadman and I have been trying to prevent this unwarranted damage to our business system, and members of the subcommittee should be aware that the FASB has said they're going to go forward with this with virtually no input from any part of the public that isn't already in their own Rolodex. And it's just illustrative of the fact that we should never have that much governmental power located in Norwalk, Connecticut. I yield back.
Thank you. The gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Maine.